What if money was never meant to sit still? And what if wealth was designed to move, to circulate, and to nourish? What if the real issue with money isn't that there isn't enough, but that it keeps flowing through systems that drain it instead of regenerate it? Today on the Generational Rhodium, we're talking about sacred circulation. How money, when guided through aligned vessels, can heal communities, not just enriching individuals, but the whole community. Great awakening, magnificent people. I am Jazmian D. And welcome to the Generational Rhodium. It is the media and healing component of HWPLP. HWPLP stands for health, wealth, prosperity, love, peace. We are a movement-driven investment firm committed to building generational wealth through healing, collective economics, real estate, and venture capital. Before we dive into this magnificence, please take a moment to comment, like, share, and subscribe. It really helps get people to this information and allows us to grow. This episode is part of the newsletter series entitled Beyond the Bag, Investing in Community and Not Just Capital. Now let's get into this magnificence. We were taught to chase money, to hold it, to hoard it, to protect it from everyone else. But when money stops circulating, communities, they weaken. Research has consistently shown that when capital exits communities quickly, what's left behind is scarcity, stress, instability, and survival thinking. Now let's think about our community. Money circulates less than 4 hours in our community before it goes into someone else's. Let's take that deeper. Money in Latino communities, it circulates at least for 8 hours, I believe. We take it even deeper. When we look at Jewish communities, it circulates for days. We can't keep our money in our community more than an hour. But communities by us, around us, surrounding us, are doing it and doing it efficiently. It's a shift that has to happen, people. We don't need to stay in this mindset of scarcity, of stress, instability, always being in a survival mode. We need to free ourselves, build community, because community is strong when there's local circulation. You have greater resilience, stronger small businesses, not small businesses worrying about going down, not small business worrying about where their next meal is going to happen, even though they're feeding the community. Small businesses that stand on community because the community supports them. And then also a highly employment stability. When money drains out, people burn out. This is not a personal failure. This is a structural issue, and we need to shift our mindset of how we are standing up in it. Money has not trained us to extract it from us. We need to root it within us. Sacred circulation means money moves with intention. It flows through structures designed to protect and build sustainability, stability, and regeneration. It's not exploited. That does not just disappear, and it's not something that's just consumed. When money circulates through aligned vessels, it does it in 3 ways. It strengthens the people. It stabilizes the system, which is our foundation, and it builds continuity, because you can rise with a strong foundation, but when that thing is fractured, you're not going nowhere, you falling in. We need to build our foundation back. This is why how money moves matters as much as how much money that moves. Money without alignment creates burnout. Money with alignment, as stated before, creates legacy. Let me share maybe a familiar scenario. Might be connected to my little spew about circulation of money in our community. Imagine someone, they're working hard, they're earning money, more than they ever done before. They're earning money, they're doing well for themselves. But every month, the money disappears because of bills, emergencies, family needs, unexpected costs. Nothing just sticks. Everything just goes. Not because they're irresponsible, because the money, it just has no container. Now imagine a shift. The same income, it flows through structure. A portion supports daily life. A portion strengthens community, a collective growth. And a portion protects for the future. Not just fast money in, fast money out. YOLO, you only live once. Not just flowing like that. Being intentional of how we circulate this money that comes to us, whatever amount it is. Some people feel like they have to have a lot of money for it to circulate and come to them freely. You don't. Your relationship with money determines how that happens. If you think in your mind, as soon as I get this money, it's going to leave me, it'll do that. Because you already set it up before it even got to you. So it's going to just obey. But if you shift that mind thought, it's like, okay, I'm going to put a little bit, even though it might not be as much as I would like, I'll put a little bit over here in this little savings, this high yield savings account that I have. I put a little bit into my community, which could also be a form of tithing, investing into my community so that I can circulate some type of flow within my community. And then I'll make sure that I'll pay for my essentials. The thing is, nowadays, people are just consumers. We're buying things we don't even need to do. We're Uber eating. Uber Eats, Door Dashing. People don't even cook anymore. When the last time you cooked? Let me know. Let me know in the comments, because I just want to know. I cook every single day. I don't even know the last time I ate out, but that's another story. But it's not because I have to. It's because I know that I'm cooking tender goodness. In addition to that, it's because I know the love that I put in my food, I'm not going to receive from somebody else. So I created myself. And I digress. But putting a little bit away, intentionally, creating a system to where it does flow to you, instead of only thinking in this lack, scarcity mindset. Then money suddenly starts to stop leaking away, and it begins to work for you. It begins to not be harder to have the money circulating because you're doing it in a wiser form. That's the difference between survival circulation and sacred circulation. So don't be the former, be the latter when it comes to this scenario. Don't be the one spending all the money, not ever having any. Be the one putting a little bit to the side, building in their community, loving in their community, lifting up somebody else, because that's going to come right back to you, because you also not worrying because you know you good. You know you good. Now let's take a quick moment to do a breathing exercise just to center us. It is so important to stay centered. Our immune systems, our nervous systems are just in every which way that nowadays the way we live in our lives. So it's good to take a moment to just breathe. And we're just going to do a quick breathing box. 4, 4, 4, 4. That's an inhale 4, exhale, hold. No, inhale 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold. Now, when you're doing these, please, just relax and do the breathing. It'll come. You have no idea. Just doing it, maybe even one round opposed to the 3 that we're doing. It's going to change you. It's going to shift you, even how you feel in that moment. You might have came to this video tense, and just because you did this little short 5-second, maybe 2-minute breathing exercise, it can shift your whole day. Let's go. Let's get into this. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. I trust aligned circulation. Exhale. I release scarcity patterns. Let it go. Hold. I choose collective strength. Round 2. Inhale. I allow wealth to move wisely. Hold. I trust aligned circulation. Exhale. I release scarcity patterns. Hold. I choose collective strength. Last time, inhale, I allow wealth to move wisely. Hold, I trust aligned circulation. Exhale, I release scarcity patterns. Hold, I choose collective strength. Now let that sink in. How's it feel? Feels good. Let's move on. Money does not become sacred because of how much there is. It becomes sacred because of how it is held. And most people were never taught how to build containers for money. They only were taught to chase it. So let me give you some practical ways to shift and learn if this is something that was not taught to you, which is possible because 60% of us, we don't get financial literacy. And that's a part of sacred circulation. So one thing that you can do is create a clear container for money. You need a home for your money. And sometimes it's good not to just have it in the banks because it might be for a design purpose. This can look like having a jar to see the money accumulate, but then also doing what I did mention before, a high yield savings account. Putting money in there as well is important because those interests that you accumulate are higher than you're going to accumulate in your bank saving account. That's like 0.1%. High yield savings could be 3.5, 3.8, 4 sometimes. So have multiple accounts. An account that's going to be your daily flow, money that you'll use every day. Me personally, I use my credit card for that. And then I use my bank account to just accumulate my money. So at the end of the month, after using my credit card all month, I pay the balance every month. Every single month on my credit card, I have a zero balance. So my credit, you already know, it's magnificent. But I use a credit card as if some people use their debit cards. But the benefit of using my credit card like I use my debit card is the money that you use for your debit card comes straight out of your account, and you don't get any points, you don't get any benefits, you don't get any treats and trinkets that come with spending on a credit card, but you're still spending money the same way. So that's what I do. I spend money from my credit card all month. I gain points, I gain miles, I gain a whole bunch of things, and I pay a zero balance every month. And my credit is magnificent. In addition to that, I also have a very high credit limit on my cards, on all the cards that I have. I don't have a lot. Some people like to accumulate a lot of cards. I mean, whatever works for you. For me, I just don't accumulate debt. I accumulate points and rewards. So that's a way of how you can look at your money, having a container. My money sits in an account, which is my checking account that makes no money off it. But I use my credit card so that I can make money off it, because the points, the things, the rewards that you get is a form of money. Secondly, you can practice intentional allocation. Now, that is before you spend your money, you decide where it would flow. You ask yourself, what supports my present mindset? What strengthens my future? How will this build for my future generations? So these are questions that you ask yourself so that when you're making investments, when you're making choices that are going to benefit you now, benefit your future, and the future. So be intentional in that way in terms of how you're spending and thinking about, spending your money. Number 3 is circulate through people, not just systems. And that means circulating through education, building capacity of others, skills, investing into skills of others, because time is money. And people don't understand that. The way you spend your time is how you can determine how much money you're going to make. But if you invest your time into others, that is an investment into them. And that's going to allow them to grow and be amazing and be even supersede you. I am a proponent of saying, let me teach you something and let you be better than me, because that is just going to make everything better and greater, because that's the purpose. I need you to be better than me so that you can motivate me to put in more work. Not so that I can be jealous of you. Absolutely. That is not even in my vocabulary. It is for you to motivate me Let's motivate each other. And that is how you can circulate through people. You invest back into them. You invest into their greatness. You pay fairly. You tip. Tipping is important. That is circulation too. Oh, I got bad service. I don't want to tip. Why? Stay at home. I almost cursed. Stay at home. It's a part of the experience. If you didn't like it, if you aren't happy, stay at home. Anyway, let's move along. The fourth one is build a simple collective agreement. It doesn't have to be like a complex institution or something of that sort, but just something that is clear, an agreement in terms of how you share your values and how you are going to be accountable in terms of how you're spending. Now, this can be just you individually, or you can build a group that's around you that's going to keep you accountable for the things that you say, the ways that you say you're going to spend. And then also maybe that group is going to be a group that's going to invest collectively, because collective economics is something that we stand for at HWPLP. So stabilize uncertainty, support the future opportunities, and protect generations that you might not ever meet. And that's okay, because you want to build a foundation. This is how money stops from being reactive and becomes ancestral. Sacred circulation is not abstract. It is built on decisions that are made over time. How you move, your container, your agreements, your intentional flow. And once money begins moving this way, of flowing, of moving, of circulating, you don't chase it. It chases you. Because money begins to move how you flow. At HWPLP, money does not float aimlessly. It circulates with purpose through collective wealth pools that invest in people, through education and healing that strengthens decision-making, and through protective reserves that safeguards future generations. This is how capital stops consuming us and starts serving us. And this leads us on and beyond. Now, because once money circulates wisely, we must ask, who are we building with? Build with people that empower you. Build with people that believe in you. Build with people who trust you. And you should have those same feelings about them. Money was never meant to carry fear. It was never meant to isolate us. It was never, ever, ever, ever meant to vanish without meaning. When money circulates without alignment, it exhausts individuals and destabilizes communities. But when it's guided through intuition, structure, and care, money becomes a force for healing, for opportunities, and for continuity. Sacred circulation is not about having more. It's about moving differently. And it's about investing beyond the bag. Now let's close with the HWPLP affirmation. Heal your mind, body, and soul. Build the wealth that is your birthright. Live in full prosperity, love unconditionally, and be in a state of peace. And so it is, and so I am, and so it be. I want to thank you so much for joining me for the Generational Rhodium. I am Jazmian D with HWPLP, and obviously Unity wanted to join the party, my puppy, my dog. But I look forward to seeing you next time. And until next time, peace, love, and light. Thank you. Magnificent people, if this message resonated with you, don't just watch, engage, like, comment, subscribe, and join the community where we're building healing and wealth together. Peace and love.